And we are here to experience, not about experience bad or good, experience. And then this connection that you create will give you one of the most powerful things to have in life.
Join the journey, stay for a while.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of KohPhanCast. I've been having so much fun with this lately, and I can't wait for it to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and me having the opportunity to show you more beautiful people and more amazing. My God, we're gonna have so much fun. And this one is special. You're gonna meet my friend Joanna Leusin. And if I may, let me just read you a little summary of this girl's experience, okay? She has a bachelor degree in psychology, a master's degree in clinical psychology, specialist in integrative systematic therapy, family, couples, and individual, postgraduate in group therapy, 14 years of experience in psychotherapy. Guys, that's a serious one, which you will see, like me sitting here in awe, just listening. This girl is simply amazing. So I'm not gonna keep you up anymore. Thank you so much for watching, and let's welcome my friend, the all-powerful Joanna Leusin. Thank you, guys. Once, if talking to people like you, that you have 100%, everything you're doing is based on helping others, which I admire. And I'm gonna talk about it right now, yeah?
Okay, yeah, I'm curious actually to know what we're gonna talk about. I can talk about anything, so I don't care. But I'm curious what will be your guiding.
Well, I asked some people that know you.
Okay, nice, it's good.
Yeah.
Especially if people, I don't know if you ask with people that worked with me.
No, actually, no.
Okay, more friends. Okay,
Yeah.
they know a lot because I share a lot.
Yeah.
I share a lot.
No, I've been wanting to do this conversation for 3 years now.
I remember you told me.
Yeah.
I feel so happy because one of the most thing inspiring me is see people transforming, especially the materializing, the manifest.
Yeah.
I'm really work on this and I love it's I don't know, it's activate my cells, okay, you are doing the right thing.
You know what, until now, every time that I got to do something like this, I was super nervous, and you're here and everything is super easy. So
Nice.
You take the headphones over
Okay.
there.
My first I did once,
it's okay.
but means never in English.
Okay.
So please, you know that my English I'm still learning. So probably some
That's
words.
a safe space, and it's all good.
Nice.
And my English is not better than yours, okay? So
I think it is, but that's okay. We are always
that's our
self-aware.
insecurities.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine. It's only me and you here, and whoever wants to listen will listen. Until then,
Okay.
I really couldn't care less. So about the micro, we can just grab it to you. Yeah, it will go straight to you, and try doing something like that. That's yes.
When I talk, I do like this?
No. You don't need that's the length you need from your mouth
okay.
for it to be optimized.
It's good?
It is good. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that, Joanna.
Thank you for having me.
We are going super straight inside it, and it's beautiful. And let's just go. I've heard so many things about you, and I know you for a couple of years now, but I never had the chance to actually sit and dive inside your mind. So before we start this, just if you could tell me what's the credentials, what are you doing, how do you define yourself?
Oh, it's always for me it's a deep question because I do many things, but let's say I'm a psychologist, 17 years, and I really work with this till now. I'm really committed and connected with my path and my professional path. Inside of this, I am systemic therapist, psychotherapist. I work with individuals, couple, family. I have master in psychology inside of systemic view. And also I'm a constellator, family constellator. I'm astrologist. I work with yoga, 5 years. I have been working with yoga, create retreats, facilitating trainings, and also different types of course. I love the mind and the philosophy of yoga. I also work with transformative journeys. And I'm a really creator person inside of this psychological field and this self-development, human development field. And I love to create things. Like I really see myself as a visionary person, and I like to innovate everything. So I like to say that I worked from the system as a psychologist for 10 years. And when I started to awakening to the system game, I started to feel myself as a hypocrite, like fixing people to come back to the real cause of our problems. That's the system. And then I said, oh, it doesn't make sense. Like it was not this that brought me to study and it's like really put my profession as a priority was not this, there is something wrong. And then some different events happened in my life. I also was already connected with spirituality, like doing yoga when I was in Brazil 10 years ago. I did hiking training, things like this that started to show me Buddhism, started to show me there is something else that in my graduation and all the psychological field that I did many courses was not teaching me. And I always felt like there is something here that doesn't really talk with me,
resonate.
Yeah. And then I had a dream that I was looking at the Himalayas, and I had like this teacher in Reiki that said like, oh, you have a deep connection, you should go to the east side. And at some point I had a big call, like, okay, I need to leave Brazil. I was already following astrology, and I knew Brazil will start to have a really like hard moment, and it's really happened after I left. And I said, okay, I need to go to the source. I need to understand this. And I left all this professional environment that I built, and was really good. I was doing very well for my age. And then I left. And I started this new journey. In the beginning, I decided, okay, I'm going to have a break because I dedicated too much to my job as a psychologist. I did like I work in all the areas. I was going deeper. I'm an intense person, profound person. So, and then I said, okay, it will be nice to have a break. And I tried for 2-3 months. I was in Australia trying because my English was really, really base English, so I needed to prepare a little bit. And then I had a neighbor, and she had anorexia at that time, and she, my mom wants to pay a psychologist for me, and but I really like to talk with you, like you are a psychologist, you a long time. And then I was trying to be cleaner, waiters, and especially cleaner was because my English was not so good for waiters, and it was really bad, I was not good. And then I said, oh, okay. And then I started with her, and she started to recommend me. And when I see I had many Brazilian clients that lived in Australia, that I was making like better money than I working on other things. And I said, okay, universe, I got it. You really want. I keep being a psychologist. So yeah. And then I came to Asia, Bali, and then I came to KohPhanCast for 3 months. And and I felt like, I am at home.
Yeah.
And then I'm 6 years almost.
Yeah, that's how it goes here, First of all, we're going to have so much fun. Whew, I can't even wait. I just forgot to do one thing just for the recording. I'm going to do it like this. Yes, because that like that I can sync later the audio and the video and everything. It's for me for later. But let's start from the beginning, okay?
Okay.
Like, I want to hear about you before you knew that that's what you want to do. Before a psychologist is becoming a psychologist, you probably went through something to understand your calling, to know like how you probably helped people even before you had your actual degree. And like how did you come to the acknowledgement that like this is what you need to do? Mm-hmm. Like how did you discover this calling?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always, since I was child, I think I was I like deep things, you know. I like not much superficial, but I didn't have parents or an environment that could recognize this on me. And so I had a normal, let's say normal, right, like a common childhood and all these things. But I remember I got my first book from astrology book when I was 16. And wow, it's amazing, but nobody was talking about that. And I started to see, she is Scorpion, and whoa, it's so cool. So I always liked these things. I remember when I smoked the first time, I felt a lot like more in this spiritual way. But when I was with 18 years old, 18, 9, I felt a strong desire to leave Brazil. And I didn't understand much. Said I need to understand the world. I always had this collective vision and want to go beyond, understand beyond. Why? And then I left Brazil when I went to London, and for 6 months. But I stayed out 1 year and 9 months.
Yeah.
And then I came to Asia that time. And it's really opened my mind. And I said, whoa, the world is really big. And I love to know about people. I love to hear about people. In that moment also I started to see, because I lived with different people, you know, like Republic, different cultures. And I saw like people have a lot of problem. And people suffering a lot. For sure, I have my problems and I can suffer, but not in that way. You know, like I always was happy.
Yeah.
You know, and positive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like, why people suffering too much? You know, like some people have a lot of money or they are beautiful, but they suffer.
Yeah.
And then I said, like, I want to understand how it's possible. And then I also realized that I make people feel better just being myself, you know. And then all these things like start to touch me. And when I went out of my country, I started to understand that this power of connection, talking. And then I came back. I was doing law for 1 year before, and I came back straight. My family said, okay, you come back. You finish the graduation, then you decide, because I wanted to keep traveling.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and the first month I was crying every day. I cannot stay here. Look, this teacher saying to me what I should reproduce. You know, like this law, all these laws don't resonate with me. And then I started to have a big process, because I never been to a psychologist or no psychologists in my family. And then, okay, what I should do? I love people. I love to help people. I love to know about human beings and nature. And then, yeah, like, okay, let's try these sounds that's more connect with me, you know. So I cannot. Yeah, I feel like I always like it to talk with people and understand people's life. You know,
it's amazing to see that like you can try to do, you know, like learning law for a person that is super circular and suddenly like learn something that is super sharp. You know, when you can see the conflict between the two. And like I really resonated with what you said about the suffering, you know, because as I see it, you can either like, I don't think suffering is like curable. I think you can either like choose what you suffer from and understand your relationship with suffering and know that like, yeah, because I'm human, I'm gonna feel this kind of things, but it's not what I feel, it's how I treat the emotions that comes up in me when I feel them, you know. Like I can do something like working up when I don't want to work out, and like be, oh no, I don't have any more power to go to the gym or do this or do that and be sad about it. Or I can say, okay, I'm not thinking about right now, I'm thinking about the cause that's going to raise up from me going there. So as long as you understand why you choose to suffer, the entire problem with suffering is like disappearing. You know, maybe you can tell me something about that from an actual psychology like point of view. You know, how does psychology treat suffering?
Yeah, like I can talk from the psychology point, and but I think something that can be really powerful is we don't suffer, but we just like understand that that emotion is coming. As much as you be resistant of this, that when the suffer is building, it will keep, you know. And then when you want to just experience that emotion, like, okay, like a wave, it will come and I'm gonna take this wave, the emotion goes. So the suffering is when we get stuck on the wave, on the emotion. That can be like fear, shame, guilty, whatever, but like means it's just about like to accept this and understand that life is this experience. And then suffering comes also from our mental program, our beliefs, and what you think should be right. And going deeper is from our wound, our child wound, that we are always in an unconscious way, most of us, trying to fulfill this wound that with like some love or whatever, and we project this on the external to be fulfilled, and then it will give us frustration, and then when you get the suffering. But there is many types of suffering. Yeah, but I think like the mind is really strong in this way. The way that you're gonna perceive this will create the suffering. It's different the thing about to feel. All of us feel. Now all of us know how to, that, I don't know, if I'm loving someone and this person say, sorry, I don't want to stay with you anymore, for sure I'm gonna feel this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry, I don't know how long. But the suffering dynamic is much more about how your mind is perceiving this.
Yeah.
But the emotion is here, everywhere. We can experience the emotion, but this experience will happen through your mind perspective. Mm-hmm. So it's not about to run away from the situation or the emotions, but the way that you are perceiving them will create this dynamic.
It's like you gotta go through the feeling in order to get it sorted out. Like if you know you feel something and you choose to suppress it and put it on the side, it will do nothing but grow bigger. And like I've been in so many situations in my life when like small things happen and you just choose to suppress and put it on the side, and then this feeling, the monster of a feeling, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And like if it was easy to solve all the small problems, now you are dealing like this huge cluster of small things that became so big that you don't know how to handle it. Mm-hmm. Because you chose, like consciously or not consciously, to not treat everything that you went through when you went through it, you know. So it's like it's a part of suffering. Like I would say like that, if you could give someone that watches or listens or whatever a tip on how to deal with emotions that we don't want to face, what would you do to understand them better?
I face them. Yeah, I feel like I think you need to face, because after, behind this thing, after you pass for this, you're gonna find what you want. So face it, experience it, and remember that everything is inside of you. So what's going on outside is a reflection of your energy field. So you needed this, you created this. So if you run away now, you're gonna turn right the corner and you're gonna find again. So maybe in another shape or scenario, but you're gonna find the same emotion, the same challenge. So face now and see, because I guess Giving a second tip that it can be a tip for anything in life is like when you understand that God, your universe or creator, whatever, is here with us. And that is a reason for everything. And we are here to experience, not about experience bad or good, experience. And then this connection that you create will give you one of the most powerful things to have in life, trust. So if the emotion is here, even this emotion is hard, is not comfortable, or you know about this, you don't want to have this again, like trust. If it's in front of you, it's because you attracted this. But I just want to point something that maybe can be important for people who are listening. Sometimes what the universe, what this emotion, what the situations in front of you is asking is no. So, and then your intuition will guide you. You know, like there is the same dynamic happening here, a kind of addiction for you, you know, unhealthy thing. And you're going to face this and say, okay, now, always is facing, but now it's time to say no. Because when I say no, universe is going to test us a few times, but when you're going to say no, is a jump. You know, like you are really healing something.
Yeah.
But you are facing. Facing is always, you know, but it's not means that, okay, I'm going to leave this. And no, sometimes it's about to say no. So I don't want to start this relationship. I don't want to start in this job. That I, you know?
Yeah, like the fact that you can go through it doesn't mean that you should go through it.
Exactly.
It's not like you understand that going through those phases and going through those tests that life brings on you is a good thing, but you don't need to jump into everything that comes in your way for you just to experience more. Sometimes you need to understand that some things are more for you and some things are less for you. And keeping yourself, your own boundaries is probably the most important thing you can do for yourself, because, you know, like every time you say no, like you say, the yeses are getting more strong. You know, everything that you know that is not yours is getting you to the point that for the things that they are for you. You know, everything that you don't want in your life will navigate you to the things that you do want in your life. And another question I had for you, that's beautiful, everything that's going on here, I love it so much. Do you think that life happens for a reason? Do you think that we came here with a purpose? Or are we kind of an, I don't know how to call it, a sub, like, is there a purpose going on around here? Or we're just randomly came to life because we could?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I cannot like affirmate this or
Yeah,
nobody,
for
you
sure.
know.
Your own perspective.
Yeah, my
I
own
ain't
perspective.
looking for
Yeah, but for me, yes, there is a purpose, and that is a purpose, and I feel like is learning, you know, like is this evolution. We are evolutionary beings, the planet's revolutionary, so our purpose is to learn, like to update our soul, and that is this kind of dance between individuals and collective. So I think we have individual purpose inside of one purpose that's collective. So I really believe this, like learning, experience that comes through experiencing, you know, and yeah. But also I feel this unknown mystery, that's life, create this kind of doubt, through your question, that also is important for us, because this question that you are asking me also create motion, you know, like for us to find the truth.
Mm-hmm. It's like I heard a sentence that made me like really understand some things in my life, which was like the difference between a drop of water and the ocean is not of the quality, it's the quantity. Like, as you say, the individual versus the collective. So if we look at the universe as the collective, and on each individual one of us as a drop of water, the uniqueness that the universe has, as I think, it's the exact same uniqueness that every one of us has when we understand that we are part of this collective. And the only difference between us and the universe is not the quality of us, is the quantity that we are in. And like, as I see it, like the more we are there for others and like being here to help others and give to others, we are more unrevealing this collective, that it is the true magic of life, which is actually helping others, which I admire about you so much, that you dedicate your life towards it. It's amazing. Another thing I heard about you is the astrology part. I heard from a friend of mine that you have an amazing story about the signals. I don't remember how you say this word, like about the story of astrology and how it came to be.
Brogan said this.
Kim.
Okay. Yeah, it's a long story, okay? But
I have all the time in the world.
But yeah, for me, astrology brings something maybe can be new for some people. Astrology explains our humanity. You know, like there are all these 12 signs that we have represent, actually signs are energy fields. So astrology is energy. It's about energy. It's not about you are like this. It's about you have this energy more than that. As these signs represent these 12 facets about us. So we have all the signs. And there are the planets or the astros or orbits. They are like antennas. So they represent something, and depend which energy field, which sign they are, they will be our antenna of they represent through this energy field. And there are the birth time will give the houses in our chart that represent the context of your life, the areas of life. And so also through astrology, if you want to understand the collective, you can understand also through astrology we have planets that are more general generation planets. They explain many things. But you want to hear the history?
Please.
Okay, let's long time.
I always had a little bit of not problem, but I never understood it, because like you say, it's not you are this and you are that, and a lot of people that call themselves like astrologists and things like that put it in such a shallow way that it's almost instantly like denying you from it. So someone with a perspective like you can please shed some light.
Okay, let's do a long time I don't share the story. It was a funny day when I shared it with them. But okay, so the first sign is Aries, right? Aries is fire, like Big Bang, né? The beginning. And Aries represent the carnero. So is the head that comes like this. It's like a sperma. It's the beginning. So we have 3 signs from each element, and they have different qualities. So Aries is this cardinal energy from fire. It's the beginning, coming from the instinct. It's connected with the nature club. And then, so Aries came, the sperma came and got the ovario. Let's say the ovario is more Taurus. Taurus is like big and fat and go slowly, walk slowly. It's more feminine energy, like more is from earth. So it's stay in this garden, take care of the garden. Also super instinct, né? Need to eat, to get like bigger, like to be more around the house and things like this. So the Aries come, find Taurus, and they start to create life that is Gemini. Gemini is this twin, né? So 2 brothers, sibling, and they come as a flower. Né? Então Aries is the beginning, is this sperma, this seed the Taurus is the garden, and then come the flower, that's Gemini. And that is a moment that is the first sign of element air. And that is a moment that when you see, whoa, there is someone like me here, you know, but still pure, still from the nature phase. So someone in front of me here, like it's not just more about me, there is life here. And then through these children that comes, born Cancer. Cancer is this, how can I say in English, I forgot.
You can say it in Portuguese, and I'm gonna put.
Okay, é o caranguejo. Okay.
Yeah.
And that he goes inside and outside in the sand, and represent the mother, represent this go inside, take care, and then go outside to see if everything's okay. So they represent the nature. And then, so the children came, the mother came, so she gonna feed them, take care. It's really Cancer is the first sign of water. So then through them, the emotions come, and Cancer is a cardinal energy from the water. Cardinal means like the impulse, the beginning. And then they close this group of nature. And then through them, we start to create human life. And then come Leo. Leo is more teenager. And here is more the persona. Leo represents all of us in the way of our personality, our willpower, our ego. And then Leo come, and Leo is super generous, and everything's about me. So I'm gonna make a party to my house. I want to give the best to my people. I want to create many beautiful things everywhere. And so he does a big party and invited everyone. It was super fun. But in the next day, he needed to clean the house. But he said, I don't want. It's not fun. You know, like, it doesn't make sense. And then, no, but when you do something, you need to get responsible for the whole process. So he was young. And then comes Virgo. Virgo is this other version of mother, but more earth. Then, no, we need to organize the things. And then Virgo put the things in the box, right? And say, look, okay, if you want to do this party, after you need to organize, so these things go to the kitchen, this bedroom, bathroom. And so Virgo organized everything, so you can see the things. Through this, that you can see the things, comes like this moment that, okay, it's not just about me. There is other people, and so people do things, you know. I'm not alone. The party is not just about me as Leo energy. So Virgo start to understand life and observe, and oh, there are people here. And then we're going to start to have this young adult time. And I want to hear people. I'm not alone. I want to have relationships, because I do parties. I enjoy a lot, but in the end, I am alone. And then comes Libra. That's this scale. And Libra, because Virgo organizes everything, and Virgo is the symbol of Virgo is the mother. It's a woman. And then she brings this justice, this scale that represents, okay, it's not just about me. I need people. For me to make this part, I need people. And then start to look people. Start to, understand people. I'm not alone. And this moment that we are in Libra, and we start to see people, and seeing like people have different desires, different opinions, we have a kind of existential crisis, because, it's not just about me. I'm not so special.
I'm not alone here.
I'm not alone here. And people are so special than me, you know. So as me, actually. And then comes Scorpio with this underworld, with all this psychic thing. And then I start to feel like existential cries. I feel down because I'm not this Leo all the time. And then Scorpio is represent for the phoenix. Né? So I need to die. All this idea that I have, my ego need to die right now to really connect with people, to really transcend. And then Scorpio represents this death. And then we die and you rebirth in Scorpio. And when we birth, we start this journey in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is this the teachers, the gurus, the universities, the higher knowledge. And then we see like, whoa, I'm adult right now, you know, like I have like, I can see life in a different way. Like I can understand how the things work. Like I can enjoy better with more, not so touching too much with people. Don't need too much people, and I can find this balance between to have a responsibility, a work, a mission, but also to having fun. And as much as I start to realize in this, comes Capricorn. Capricorn is like this elder, this old guy in the chair with his tea. And then Capricorn said, hey, Sagittarius, yeah, freedom is important. All these things are important. But if you don't have commitment, né, if you don't know how to say no, discipline, you're gonna not get what you want. So you need to say no. You know, we need to for you to get this position that is the wise position, the wisdom, the elder, you need to understand that some things you cannot just like laughing, you know. And then comes Capricorn with no, with discipline, with this maturity. Like, okay, I really gonna get the top of the mountains. The top of the mountains is Capricorn. Né? Sagittarius is the one that you're gonna end there. But Capricorn is the one that really get there. And then through all these things, like you are in the end of your life, you will start to understand that actually, whoa, actually nothing really matter. You know, like I'm ready to life. We are one. Life is a celebration. It's not about me. It's about us. And then Aquarius come with all this idea that, yeah, we are one. And what I'm doing for me, for others, I'm doing for me. And let's celebrate. Let's be social. Let's be plural. Let's, you know, like talk about things that really are important. And with all this understanding and connecting comes Pisces. And Pisces is the divine. Pisces is the oneness. Pisces is... So, and then is the cycle of life. And then, for sure, like I'm saying, something like few informations. You know, inside of this, we can unfold so many informations. Also, there are the X, like the shadow and light that come, for example, Aries and Libra, Taurus and Scorpion. So it's the way that you're going to get the balance and you're going to understand the shadow and the light of the signs. There are the elements. So we have 4 elements. Each element has different qualities, has different meanings. So we have like fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And they have different meanings inside of the fire. So they are different types of fire. You know, so are so many details. Also, if you're gonna see your chart, the degree that you have, your sun, let's say, we have 30 degree for each sign. The degree that you have the planet means different than the next degree. So are so many details that you can explore and unfold all this vision. But in a super general way, like this story brings a kind of idea. It's not so funny as when I share it with the girls, because we were really like, I was super like interpreting and doing dramas. And
that was beautiful, for sure. And like, it's sometimes so easy to dismiss things that you don't understand. like for years I've treated like astrology as this thing at the last page of the newspaper, that someone is trying to tell you what you are. Today someone is going to talk to you, and it's going to affect the way you're like, and you're like, okay, you can talk so broad that it will catch the eye of everyone that reads it, but the moment you dive inside, like, you know it, you discover this almost religion type of thing, you know, this magic that the subjects have, which is like, what is astrology for you? How do you see it? What's the meaning of it in your personality?
Astrology means a lot for me. I also try to be aware, né? Don't find myself stuck in the astrology saying this is this.
Yeah.
So through all these years now, I have been reading and studying 20 years, I guess, astrology, and I guess I'm doing very well in this way. Like, the beginning was harder, but for me, astrology, you know, like, it's like a best friend. You know, sometimes you want to have a talk with someone, but this person will maybe redirect the conversation or not giving a kind of deep meaning.
Yeah.
And astrology brings a deep meaning. Like, I feel I can accept more people and situations and more the unknown through astrology. So astrology, sometimes I'm gonna check and whoa. And also for me, it can be a kind of really cool game, you know, in the way to understand things from that perspective. And for me, also, many years, I organize my calendar through astrology. I organize my goals of the month through astrology. And so I can say from my own experience, with a lot of self-discipline, that like, it's really connected. Or even with my clients, couple clients, astrology always explain, you know, what's going on. Not so clear, like, because it's a really subjective study. Like, I don't feel it's easy to get with this subtle wave to have astrology in your life. Otherwise, you are this or that. For me, it's not healthy.
Putting things in boxes which are too narrow.
No. And also, what I do as a therapist, I never it's not mandatory with me. I feel. When people are open, I bring. When people are not, I don't bring. Because I think, like, everything is important when it's connected with our reality. You know, otherwise it will not, you know.
Sometimes you can just get defensive when, like, somebody is talking like about you in terms that you don't really understand, so you close up and you're like, what does astrology has to do anything with it?
Total. And also, probably this person will have a negative experience with astrology. What you're gonna create a memory in the subconscious, and gonna be much harder to be open in the future. And astrology is just a tool. It's much deeper, but, like, as we're gonna applying our life, especially now when we start to understand this, is just a tool. So we don't need to we cannot depend of just one tool. You know, we need to. It's a complementary thing inside of other things. But for me, from my experience, and also witnessing many people that were open to receive this from me, I can see a really, really clear connection, what is going on, and when you check in astrology.
That's awesome. Like a couple of days ago, I had a talk with a friend that talked to me about, like, his, like you say, his scheduling, his appointments and his things he's doing based on, like, astrology, the moon, like Mercury retrograde, and he told me, like, this full moon was a blue moon, something like that. Can you, like, explain to me a little bit about, like, what is, like, Mercury retrograde?
Okay. Mercury retrograde is like actually nothing is retrograding, okay? Is just the way that we from Earth gonna perceive this. So and then we is like the motion is being less.
Okay.
And then you're gonna perceive it's retrograding, like we be accelerating. But
from your point of view,
nobody is going back.
Yeah.
I'm saying keep the same, but for our point of view, it's looking retrograding. So like let's say Mercury is here, us is here. So it's usually like this, and then we do like this, and then this.
And how does it affect us?
Yeah, so the retrograde, like what you can see, let's say, if I'm here, and now there is the sun in the sky, and now in South America is night.
Yeah.
So the way that I'm relate with the sun, that this relationship, the sun with me, gonna affect. I'm gonna feel during the day more active, like I'm more social or productive, and during the night I'm gonna feel maybe more chill, tired, or something like this. So the relationship we have, what we are seeing, create something on us. So the fact that we are seeing Mercury in a different motion, and also considering this, what I said before about the energy field from the planets, they are coming back in the degrees that from us we are seeing. It's create, like, if we can go deeper into the analyze, but through the signs, but it's also create, like, we are revealing something that happened. So let's say we walked from 1st of July to 10 of August. We were walking in normal, seeing Mercury and then Mercury start to have this retrogression. And then he will retrograde from this 15 of August. He start to retrograde the same percourse, that 1st of July to 15th of August, the same percourse, he will walking back. So this period will be reviewed.
Okay.
For example, maybe can be clear. All the planets has retrogression. Okay, so for example, Saturn started to retrograde the last day of June. Okay, and will be like this till November, right? So all this period that you're gonna be related with Saturn, with this retrogression, from 3rd of June to beginning of November, is the same period we walked from 20th of March to 3rd of July. So this period of 20th of March to 30th of July, we're gonna review this period. So it's a revealing, because because from our perspective, the planet is going back.
So we experience the same things that we experienced.
Exactly. But because it's the second time, we have this opportunity to see in a different way. Okay. So the retrogression is not something bad. Actually, something really cool.
It's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity for you to review. So, for example, when in my life, when a planet is retrograding, I said, okay, what I need to review from this period? Like, maybe Mercury is about communication. Mercury is about our thoughts. The way that you also express ourselves in conversation. So what I need to review, like something was not really good. I need to do something different, for sure, because we are in this revealing. We are in this kind of analyzing. This period of retrogression, you can feel a kind of stuck or a little bit more difficult to express something. Like Mercury. Now we have Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
So like, let's say we are doing this interview, but it's not the best time to do the interview. You could say like this, some astrologists, because your mind can be a little confused because you are revealing these things that. But for me, I don't relate in this way. Like
Yeah.
I don't cancel or, don't do things that I attract.
Because of it,
No,
yeah.
no. I'm just aware and I'm just experiencing. I'm just observing.
Yeah, because you are not stuck on the idea that you have to do everything the best way possible. You can just be. You
Yeah.
don't need everything to be optimized. You don't walk your life thinking, oh, how can I do everything the best? And like, you can just experience things as a human, as someone that wants to learn. I know it about myself. I know that the times I had with psychedelics change the way I see the world. And like, some people would say like I went so far into psychedelics, like my friends called me black hole for 5 years, because I was so intrigued with understanding what's going on beneath the layers of me being human, because something about the psychedelic thing is just dissolving your humanism and unveiling like this source that we have inside of us. That for a split second you can experience yourself from the side without the thinking and without the doubts, and just be whatever everything is created from. What was let's put it like that, through your journey with psychedelics.
Okay, I think I also think a good way to introduce, like, psychedelic is a special subject for me that I have been observing, studying, and an experience in the last 5 years especially. And what I see from this is that me as a psychologist and also work with people many years, I always had this deep desire, dream that I like to call missions. A long time this word touched me, mission, purpose. I'm a person like with purpose.
You can feel the passion about it.
Yeah, a long time, like long time. And I have direction. I know where I want to, what I need to do. And inside of my work as a psychologist, healing people, create a space for people healing themselves.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I felt like, whoa, I really want to change the world. And I have this visionary and all this idea and blah, blah, blah. But I think I'm gonna never see the world I want. Because it's a long journey, like,
that will continue way after you.
Exactly. So I'm gonna put like a seed for the next generation, maybe. And then when I had, when I met the psychedelics, I like, whoa, maybe I can see something. Because it can really accelerate the process of humanity, So, and then I felt like, whoa, everything I was feeling, everything I was seeing as important in any psychotherapy or talking or things like this. Okay, this kind of experience can make people really see, awake.
Accept.
Exactly. And it's excited me a lot. Like, was so cool that moment. Like, whoa, makes a lot of sense.
Do you remember the first time you've done something?
Yeah, I did actually when I was young, but was with friends,
Yeah.
Even when I go back there, I could see now, understand more what's happened. Because I always want to get out, like, not much talking, always really like sensitive. And now I can understand with this kind of
the perspective that you have now on it.
Yeah, I never like want much, because I feel if I take more something else, that's not this will happen. So yeah, so my first was a really
Yeah,
No
yeah.
words there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no words. Like, whoa, transformed my life a lot. And
Did you start with the psychology part of your life before you've tried it for the first time?
yes.
So probably suddenly it gave like an extra layer of depth to the help that you can give yourself. Like you have these conventional tools of the psychological like therapy zone of things, and suddenly you bring this puddle of magic into the science, and how did it like become one, you know, the psychology part and the psychedelic part, you know, in your brain? How did it get together?
For me, they are totally together because actually we are psychological beings. Like, means everything you're gonna experience there, your psychology foundation will support you, support you to understand, to support to experience, support you to come back to the reality, you know. So I think they need to be together, you know. And I guess everyone that have already experienced any psychedelic journey, ceremony, whatever, knows how it's touched our childhood, our emotions, our perspective of life,
Yeah.
the way that you relate with people, and all these things are psychology. Né? It's psychology. Like the way that you're gonna talk with your neighbor comes from your psychological functions.
Yeah.
You know, the way that you're gonna experience love come from that.
Yeah.
So I see it's a great marriage, like, and also is really important someone that gonna work with these or gonna support some others on this, have this knowledge. And also you, as much as I don't suggest like people just jump on this, you know, like make sure you are good with yourself, or at least you have people that can support you, or you go a ceremony, like know the people before, you know, because I think it's really important, especially in these ceremonies, things like this, that people goes, have the experience and come back to the life, you know, because it's group of people, and
you need to know how to integrate it.
And then it can be danger, you know, like, because the integration is really important. Actually, the integration is the thing.
Yeah.
Nah?
Like doing the psychedelic, the ceremony, whatever, it's only opening the door.
Exactly.
Then you need to understand what the door was for you and how to close it safely.
Yes.
You know, because you can open things that you don't know how to close, and if you don't have the right key to the door, it will remain open, and you don't know what to do with yourself now.
Exactly. Now came to my mind, I was reading a book that I read a long time ago, and there is a myth that a girl that a woman, she came to a shaman, an elder in their community, and she said, look, my husband, he's really angry, he's really depressive, he doesn't want to know more about me, I don't know what to do, I love him, I want he loves me, I want he come back, you know, like he look at me. And she said, okay, you need to go to this mountain, that is a beer, and then you need to take a hair from him and bring it to me, and I'm gonna do a magic for you. And she said, like, she didn't ask anything, like she was so determined, and I need this, that I'm gonna do there. And she many days getting the top, like cold, and then she started to arrive, and he was like anger and don't like people, and then he do some movements, and she put food, he took the food and come back to the cave, and she stayed like weeks doing this, you know, and observing, and he started to observing her, give a little bit more, and at some point he asked her and said, like, what do you want? And she said, I just need the hair of you. And he said, okay, you feed me a lot, you know, like sounds that, take this and be fast, because I don't want to regret. And she took, and she started to super fast, and then going down super fast, seeing it, and she arrived back in this shaman, this elder house. The elder was in front of the bonfire, and I got, you need to do the magic, and the shaman take and put in the fire, and said, what? I was long time trying to do this. Why? What you needed is exactly the experience you had. How was it? Was hard, like I need to have patience, I need to feed him, I need to do this. So eat what you need. Do the same with your husband. So I think is this, like, the point is not in the thing that you're gonna get in the top of the mountain, or is in this experience. So what you experience in the journey or the ceremony is exactly you need to learn how to apply this in your life. And it's a journey.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, I would say that it can go to any situation in life. You know, the moment you put an expectation on something that, oh, I will do this or that, and that will get me to the point I want. And if it will not do what you think it's going to do, then you're going to be disappointed. The moment you take the experience of the expectation that you have from something, you can just experience it as it is, and not as the thing that you wanted it to be.
Exactly. And one important thing that is something that the psychedelic, in the way that you're gonna inside of a healing, transformative, or evolutionary environment, they will really move your cells. So something will be awakened. It's right, like chemistry will be moved. You're gonna awaken. You're gonna get a consciousness, a awareness. So it's something that you got from that. Okay, you're gonna live the experience, and you have. Whoa, okay. This is like a information, a guidance that you're gonna guide you to exercise this in life. And this process of exercise is the same when you go to the gym. You need to go for years sometimes to get this kind of shape.
Yeah.
So in the psychology world is the same, actually deeper than this, because we cannot say for you in 2 years you're gonna depend, you know. So is this you got the awareness, your cells awakened, but now you need to do the job. And the job is day by day. No psychedelic, no addictive, nothing magic can help you to do this job.
Yeah.
Is your choices, is the way that, and then you're gonna fall. And then something really for me that made a lot of sense when I heard this a long time ago, and I always use it for my clients. All the process of transformation is like a spinal, okay? So we never will like, now I got it, I am like that. No, you're gonna fall many times. You're gonna fail many times. Yeah. And each time is important, because each time you're gonna get something that you need from the process.
100%.
And some people like, no, I thought I was healed. I thought it never will happen. Oh, it's a big mistake you feed this kind of thought, you know? Yeah. Because it will make you give up. Mm-hmm. You know,
it's crazy. Like the point in my life that I thought I know the most was like thinking back those exact times that I knew as less as I ever could. You know, the more confidence I had in myself that, oh yeah, I understand it, I know the problem, I know how to solve it. It was the times that I was as disconnected as possible from actually learning and being myself, because of this thought in my head that I like, okay, I have nothing more to learn, I understand, I know, which disconnect you completely from yourself, because you are getting out of this place of like being able to just be a student of life. Because no matter who you are, you're not smarter than life. Life has its way to take you to the places that you need to go. And if you think to yourself, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, like you can intervene with the way that life wants to take you, instead of trying to take yourself there and ending up like lost again and again and again. And for people that are like kind of feeling lost in their skin, what would be like a daily thing that you would recommend them to do? just to get back to the now, you know, coming back to presence.
We have now we have many techniques and many ways. Some people find this through yoga, others dance, others diving, or especially here in KohPhanCast, we have
Yeah.
so many different modalities to be present, to exercise to be present. But I guess is for me, I feel like I love our mind, in the way that this machine that we have. And I think when we become best friend of our mind, we always have this kind voice inside of us that is gonna remind us. So I guess a good tip is like, make sure your relationship with yourself is nice, like it's good. You are a friend of yourself. And then through this, you're gonna know, oh, I need to meditate more now. I need to be more in yoga. No, now it's time to go to dance, to be social. So our inner voice will guide us for what you need. So now I feel I need to be more present in my social life. So I'm gonna go outside. I need to hear more people. I need to look more into their eyes. So our inner voice is really important, because it's exactly what gonna guide us in this exercise. Because really depend what you need, what you feel, can help you. But for sure, yoga is something really nice. Breathing, breath, whoa, it's a big potential.
Yeah, breath work is super.
I love to dance. Sing is something that I'm more and more now. I feel like, whoa, singing making me hear and feel, this love. And yeah, so I think the best tip that can be for everyone is find this inner voice, but not this voice like, you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
No, like what I want, and
How do you separate between those voices?
yeah, it's a good question. I think we really make a confusion on this, because there is this voice that comes from our mind, that more our what you should.
Yeah.
Now, what's the best thing? And that is the voice that comes from our heart, that our spirit really want, our soul, ourselves. And usually, this voice from our heart is the hardest one to do.
Yeah.
Like it's more challengeable. That is the fear, but also is the one that what you can do, you can visualize. And you can say, what do I feel when I visualize this? And this inner, this heart voice, this intuition can bring a kind of freedom. I feel like I feel softer or whatever. And then it's a good exercise to detect the voice. And usually this mind voice comes from what I should to do. Or what the people will prefer. What is better, what make me save my money, what not create so many risks, usually it's more
a sentence I like establish my adult life on is like, the mind really has no answers and the heart has no questions. When the voice rise that just tells me do this, it's probably coming from the heart, because I didn't ask myself no question. I just got popped up an answer. And when I'm thinking from my mind again and again and again, all I can hear is questions running again and again and again and again. And like, it can be tiring.
And also on the mind, we have many voices inside of the mind. Here is just one. So you don't, because our many voices, you're gonna have difficult to hear. So when you really feed this voice, you cannot hear, because noise, how you can hear with so many different types of voice.
Does traditional psychology separate between the voice that you have from your mind? Does it says that like one voice coming from here, or like from the top bottom of your mind, or how does it work?
Like means the different types of voice in the mind. I don't know, I don't want to say anything wrong. I know, but like what can be more, psychology can say is more like the belief systems, that we have this father voice, this mother voice. Né? For example, Freud separated like the super ego, that's more this voice, then ego, and then the unconscious feel the ID or DI, I don't know, I learned it in Portuguese, but it's not like this voice come from there, like I think it's more these belief systems that, okay, I need to be perfect, I need to be right, I cannot do anything wrong. Then is the source of the voices, let's say like this. And there are, for example, some beliefs that come from our culture. Né? All the guys that live on the street are danger. Or Brazil, all the black guys, né? This totally limit belief from the culture. So, and then you create this voice. Oh, it's danger walk on the street at night when people, So coming, so I think more the place, the source of the voice are belief systems. Yeah, then psychology explain.
For sure. You said you're on the island for like 6 years now, right?
Yeah, I has here as a base for almost 6 years.
Yeah, and what's your relationship with the island? Like, what does this island change in your perspective, and like, why did you choose this place as your base?
Well, I don't know if I choose or this place choose me, but
that's a good statement.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say why when I decided to leave Brazil, and I was not like with a specific place, I just had this voice saying that I should come to Asia.
Yeah.
And so my idea was to be nomad. But then I started to realize I was working online as a psychologist, and I like to have my space, like I need to get Wi-Fi and all these things. But, I didn't have a place. When I arrived in KohPhanCast, actually something was funny. I had a friend from Brazil, and she was living here. And we lived in Rio de Janeiro, a city in Brazil, for a while. And we had different perspectives in many things. And then she moved to here. I was in Australia, and she texted me and said, Joanna, now I understand you. And I said, why? Because most of the people that I met here think like you. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, you need to come here. I said, okay, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
And then I came to stay 3 months. And then I started, like, in the first month, everything started to happen for me, like the lifestyle, observing people, what the things. My English was really basic English, but I could feel like, whoa, this place talk my language. I always had so many spiritual ideas and also creative ideas, more visionary ideas, and I was, whoa, like it's really talking my language here. And then I could stay because my idea is to live in Asia.
Yeah.
And then I stayed more, and then I have my psychedelic journey, and then I have so many other things. And professionally, energetically, here was abundance for me. Like I'm really a worker from the soul, like, and it's really important for me. I don't distinguish much my professional, personal. I think it's healthy, actually. I think it's the future. Mm-hmm. Okay, in my visionary vision. And it's not about don't have fun. I always have fun.
Yeah.
It's about like it's me, And so here I could feel like this math was being more real, because people didn't understand this before. And so this professional thing is extremely important for me. And here the things really unfold for me, really
Yeah.
unfolded. And then I say, and then came COVID,
Yeah.
right? And then I was here. And then the world,
The best place during COVID to be in. Huh?
exactly, when I
Yeah.
met you,
Yeah.
and then I was here, and then okay, like all the borders closed, the world getting like freaking out, and we here in a parallel world, like nobody with COVID, just after 1 year came some appeared some cases, but
Yeah.
the first year nobody.
Nothing.
So we are just protecting from this idea, but was nothing happened here. And then, like I said, whoa! And then we get like a visa for 2 years. All of it. So it was so easy. And when I see, like, okay, I'm here almost 3 years. I'm here,
Yeah.
And after COVID, I was like with house, and
So it did choose you at the end of the day.
exactly. And was, and do you know also it chose me because I feel so protect energetically here. Like I feel the things really flows.
Yeah.
The flows here in a really natural
Just
and good
falls
way.
in a good place.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
being able to. This island has this quality of it's like a magnifying glasses for your habit. If your habits are good, they are definitely gonna get better, and if your habits are bad, they are gonna get much worse. Like you come here and you can get carried away to parties and drugs and whatever, but you can also really discover yourself super easily. It's just gives you the ability to just choose for yourself, and like every choice that you're going to make is gonna be 100 times more fast, accelerated, and meaningful for you than anywhere else in the world. And I still don't understand why. Something about the spirit here.
Yeah. Here there is an energy that really create more, like helps us in this presence.
Yeah.
And I feel like because I have been assisting so many people coming and leaving, especially in this healing world as a psychologist. And so and I can say to you, like, just to be here, you are already being like receiving and activating.
Yeah.
So the island by itself has a special energy. And for me, that I'm extremely creative person, like utopic person in the way like I'm gonna create, I'm gonna innovate. Here, create this amazing scenario and lifestyle that you can look at the sky, and you can just create and believe.
Yeah.
And you can look people, and people are open to listen you and believe too, And I know the world, when you go out the world, you can see so many different things.
Doubts,
and it's a totally parallel world in a kind of way, but now has been changing a lot.
Yeah. You can
so
see
I don't
the
know how
shift.
long
Yeah.
but like means it's so important we experience this, and I have been like, I went to Brazil, India, Nepal, so many places within the 6 years, and it's really powerful. Actually, it's not something that I go there and I cannot connect or something. No, it's extremely powerful, to know that there is a kind of place like this that you can recharge, that you can look at yourself. And for me, that you work with healing and transformation, and be here and seeing people coming and leaving and coming back. So many clients that came back, and keep it. It's amazing. I'm extremely grateful with KohPhanCast. For sure, it's awakened me in so many ways. And one of the things that KohPhanCast gave me is like, hey, girl, you are right. Keep your path.
Everything is good.
Everything is good. Like all these doubts and things that before I could have, KohPhanCast like, is this? Let's do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm eternal grateful. Grateful for KohPhanCast.
That's the energy that surrounds this place, this gratitude, this like, I know that the first time I came here, I was a 22-year-old boy that didn't know what he wanted to himself, that didn't really like himself because he didn't know anything about himself. But I met so many great people, even as a 22-year-old boy that just comes and people start sharing their knowledge and being there for him. And like, I could really see that like my dream was to be one of those people, you know, those cool tattooed people that live here and can just do nothing on 12 o'clock in the morning and go play frisbee and do whatever they love and just be there for others, for the community. And I'm again eternally grateful for this place, for changing my life forever, because I don't know many places like this in the world.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so crazy that we get to live here. Again, gratitude is like,
It's hard to. It's unique experience. Yeah, unique experience.
that's beautiful. Like, so many great people live on this island that just wants to help others, wants to release them from the burden of not knowing what life is about. You know, so many people come to this place like with those doubts and those fears, like thinking, okay, like I'm the only one that's experiencing it, like I'm the only one that has this thought. No, like we all have those doubts in our mind, even now, you know, as people that are more like into this lifestyle of understanding themselves, you know, and knowing the relationship with themselves is an ongoing thing, that sometimes it's you go up and you go down, but the thing is not where you are, the thing is the relationship that you have with your feelings. And just the amount of souls here that are willing to help people like understand that we are all one and we do have the power to change each other. And it's just so beautiful to be able to live in those times, you know, that people can just be appreciated and understand one another.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like God gave me a gift in my work to be. You said like, you help a lot of people, but I receive so much, you know, like it's so pleasurable, my life when I'm working, and even we don't live in a. If our society is not capitalist, then we don't need money. I'm gonna do the same with the same intensity, the same dedication. And what I can say to you, like from facilitating and helping people in their self-knowledge journeys, healing here, and witnessing all these things that it's so beautiful to see their awakening. Like I see people with different cultures, different backgrounds, people with a lot of money, business people now came with family or came from family tribes or different stories, different traumas. But when they get this, now like, whoa, life is not how I was thinking. Like, I don't want to go back to that version anymore. Like, I want to create something with purpose, meaningful for beyond me. Is really beautiful. Like for me, it's a gift to witness this, and for me, it's the way that I consider God is talking with me. You know, like okay, thanks for the confirmation. Thanks for make me remind me that it's the right path. You know, or thank you for giving me. For making me meet someone else, you know, because as much as I see people with this vision, with awakening, or with this desire to create something, it's touching me, like it's making me stronger and stronger, and I feel more about myself, and I feel like these things that we do here, practice here, and really help us to get this direction, you know.
Well, I couldn't have said it better, and thank you, and thank the world that we have people like you that exist inside it, and thank you so much for doing it. You know, that's an hour and a half now.
Whoa,
and
I can talk forever.
I know, and you will come again, and you will do it again, and like. I have no words. Like, just thank you for being alive, you know? Like, we need more people like you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Join the journey, stay for a while.